Hi, everyone. Welcome to our presentation about college being possible. My name is Dr. Kelly Kelly, and I am the co-founder and director of the University Participant Program housed at Western Carolina University. So I want to talk to you today a lot about college being possible. Our program started several years ago, and we're going to talk about a lot of ways you can prepare for college, give you an overview of the program, as well as make sure that our parents can also give you some information how they prepared their sons and daughters for college. All right, we're going to start quickly with a video so that you can kind of see what the UP program is and see what college is all about to our students.
UP program, it is a 2-year fully inclusive program for college-age students with intellectual disability. So the students, they come to campus, they live on campus, they work at least 10 hours per week, they attend classes with any other student that's here on campus. They get to attend all the events, activities, pretty much anything that they're interested in and anything that any other student on campus does, they get to do as well.
So being a part of the program, you'll have the job experience, you'll also have the class experience, you'll also gain peer interactions and also socialization that would help prepare you for after you graduate as well.
Statistically, the large majority of our graduates, I think at 90% currently, work and live independently after graduation. That looks different for each student, of course, having to have a job each semester, having to attend classes that are tailored to the student's specific needs and desires in order to facilitate their ability to maintain a job and independent living post-graduation.
It's also an opportunity for students that maybe have never been exposed to somebody with an intellectual disability to get rid of some of those damaging stereotypes that exist as a result of some of those cultural messages and misperceptions, and really learn that the students that are in the UP program are just regular people, just like the rest of us, right? We all have challenges, but we can all work together. So I think that's why my class is a part of the UP program, is just that notion of working together with all of our challenges and all of the things that we do really well, is really learning about each other.
The benefits it brings to the campus, the benefits it brings to our students is just, it's phenomenal. There's nothing else like it that I've seen on this campus.
Families tell us all the time that it's like boot camp for them, and so they're transitioning with their sons and daughters to adulthood, and we try to give them those resources.
I just told Dr. Kelly how much of an impact she's had on our lives, not just Samuel's life. How Samuel has really matured in this second semester, and how we've learned to think differently. We've always protected him, not meaning to be overprotected.
Jumped in and done things.
And she's taught us we need to take a step back and let him do, because his ultimate goal is to be completely independent.
So it grows not only the student, but the parents too.
Yeah.
This UP program is all about developing friendships and help creating job opportunities. It's been going great. There's like 10 of us who actually go on activities every weekend. It feels like I have my own family there.
What is the UP program? It is a 2-year fully inclusive program, so our students live on campus with all college students. We started in 2007. There are a lot of inclusive post-secondary ed programs coming on board this year, thanks to state-funded support. But we started in 2007 and we had no money to start the program, so we've been around and learned a lot. And then we got a few grants, and so we were able to increase our students. We started with 1, we increased to 2, 4, 8, and now 12 students on our campus, with some funding after that grant ended through our university, which shares a lot about our university support. So we have a lot of braided funding that works, but our students do pay regular tuition fees and a support fee, but that is also offset sometimes by if they qualify for federal financial aid, as well as if they get support through EIPD, which was formerly called vocational rehabilitation. So in May 2023, we were also the first accredited inclusive post-secondary ed program in the nation, meaning that they looked at the quality of our program and a lot of what we do to enhance that, but also talk about the good things we're doing so that we can continue those. So that is quickly what our program is. A lot of people ask us who kind of gets into the program based on federal funding guidelines right now and federal Pell Grant work study. Our students do have to have a documented intellectual disability. A lot of people ask us about our admission requirements. So we have admission typically is 18 to 25 range because they do live in the dorms with their peers. They do have to have that documented intellectual disability that meets the federal guidelines for that. And we don't want them to be able to get general admission to the university or community college because we want them to go do that if that's possible. That they're motivated themselves, not by parents, but themselves to get the most out of their college experience. And they have that socially acceptable behavior. Nobody's perfect, but to be able to sit through a 50-minute class, or even some of our college classes can be over an hour and 15 minutes, and some are even longer than that in the evening. So making sure that they can hold some attention for those classes in that length of time. We also want to make sure that they want to work when they finish the program, at least 20 hours or more per week, working in competitive integrated employment. So that would mean that they're working at or above minimum wage, with and without people with disabilities, 20 hours or more doing some of the same tasks as everybody else that works in that setting. We also want to make sure we look at being supervised overnight is not going to happen. So can they stay overnight without supervision and manage their own medications? So with all these things in mind, that provides some help for us to communicate with them about their wants and needs when they need something. And then we look for full support from our families and what we're working on together as a team, which means they're going to work when they finish the program and during the program, and they're also going to live differently than when they came into the program. So that's a lot of wide range from our graduates for where they live now. We do have a 90% employment rate after they finish the program, which is compared to about 15-16% of the national average. So that's pretty good. But we do provide support to our families in this because they're transitioning just as much as the student. So we will guide you through some adult service resources, some state and federal resources, and things that you can use for more long-term planning as you go. A lot of people ask about our admission timeline. So our admission timeline is pretty similar for the most part each year. So I didn't put exact dates, but I put months of the year. So we typically have 4 open house events. You do have to attend one of those. We have 2 in the fall semester and 2 in the spring semester. So you can look those up on our openhouse.wcu.edu website. Our typical application deadline for the fall of the following year. So for instance, if it was you're applying to come in fall 2025, our application deadline is December 1st, 2024. So it's the year prior in December 1st for that following fall. Then what we do is take all the applications, and in January or February, we have about 30 to 40 people on our UP Admissions Steering Committee throughout our college, directors of different places on campus, who review and see if they would like to rank and invite the students to an orientation camp. That camp is usually held in March of each year, and it's for potential students who have met the second phase of our admission criteria to be invited to the camp. That is an overnight camp, and they do stay with current students in the program. And typically that's 3 to 4 days. And we do ask that the families also work with us and meet with us on the weekends to meet other families so we can build that network of support and resources early on. Then in April, we notify with final decisions, and then we start all the other things that everybody does to get ready for August, when we have move-in day for everybody with the same calendar as all the other students on campus. So that gives you a little bit of a timeline. It's pretty standard each year. A lot of people also ask us, well, yeah, so they're there, they're taking classes, but what is your program doing beyond those classes? These are the 5 areas that our program focuses on. So they're going to be auditing 3 to 4 classes. They're also going to be working on some things, personal development, self-determination. All these things can be worked on in middle or high school as well. Hygiene at home or at school, a lot of cooking, laundry, all those things, anything they're wanting to work on, driver's education. Community participation involves being able to take transit or public transportation, volunteering or giving back in their community, learning about our surrounding towns, events in the community, and those are all the things that they can get involved in beyond just the university campus. We also have vocational preparation. So again, that's working 10 hours each semester on or off campus, along with taking their classes. So they're really busy in the 2 years that they're with us. They also have social participation and learning. So we focus on all the fun stuff. So campus membership, whether it be campus clubs, student government association, any activities that any student at WCU can do, they are also welcome to engage in as well and join. We have a lot of students who are in different clubs and organizations that they choose. So a lot of those 5 areas we measure, and that leads to their certificate of accomplishment, which is 1,800 hours across these 5 areas. And then they're working towards something called their individual plan for college participation. So they have to meet 80% of their goals in order to be able to be recommended for the certificate and the final outcome, which is awarded not from our program, but through WCU's educational outreach. Once they've achieved their goals and their hours, they're able to be recommended for this accomplishment. So really, all our students pretty much do everything everybody else does. We like to say we're a fully inclusive program because our students are not all in one room all day long. But in about 30 seconds, we could tell you how we could get a hold of them with the support system we have in place. So it is inclusive, and they do everything everybody else does on the campus, including graduation. So when we talked a little bit about course participation or auditing, our students do audit the courses currently. They typically each semester take 7 to 12 credit hours. So some of them are full-time. Some of them take a few less depending on what we do. We don't have a set course curriculum or courses that they have to take. We look at their academic roadmap and what they want to do after they finish the program. And then we take the course catalog for the university that all students have, and we figure out what classes relate to those future career and personal interest goals. They audit those classes, but they do use accommodations to take exams, and our students, this number keeps going up, but we have been in more than 600 courses over the years with probably 260-ish now professors. So across many more disciplines, I think we're at 49. So it continues to grow each semester every time we update this. So they are in classes with everybody else, taking a variety of things. How do we support them in this, though? Like I said, they do get their meetings with Office of Accessibility Resources. We have assistive technology accommodations that they can use. They have the class selection with our advising center and creating SMART goals and goals they work on daily. We do give our faculty advance notice. A lot of them actually want to have our students in their classes and they ask for more. So that's good news because they know they're going to be there. And we consistently help them as they reach out to us for Universal Design for Learning. And we check in with the students weekly on their classes and their homework. So check-ins are often. Another unique thing we do in the classes when they take their classes is we find an in-class support who's already enrolled in the class, and they can support them while they're in the class taking notes together and sitting together, but they can also help them outside of class to do homework together for the class they share. So that's pretty cool. As far as employment, again, 10 hours a week on or off campus. It aligns with their career goal. We do change it up each semester, so they do get a variety of experiences and leave with at least 4, if not a few more job experiences. A lot of those are paid. Some of them are volunteer internships, but in the majority of our cases, they are paid and they can utilize work-study funds. So we support and train our employers, but we also have WCU natural supports, or peer mentors, some people have heard them called, who go with them on the job to learn the task, make a task list, and then their job is to work themselves out of a job by going to FADE support with the student at their job site. So pretty neat how that works, and we have somebody who coordinates those jobs in our office. These are just a list of some of the campus jobs. What I want to say here is we don't say, oh, we have a list of on-campus employers. Oh, we have a list of off-campus employers. Let's just go there. That's not how that works. So we do look at what career options and assessments we have to figure out and map out each semester with each student. So we don't have to say we have 115 employers to choose from. We say, what is your dream job and what would you like to do when you finish the program? And we try to work backwards. So it's pretty neat how our campus employment works. We also try to coordinate while they're there with Medicaid services. So we partner with an adult service provider called Abound Health. And if you already have services, those can come with you. So if you haven't heard of the Registry of Unmet Needs, make sure you're on that list. You can call your provider through the state, your local managed care organizations, and they will get you on that list. There is sometimes a 10 to 12 year wait list for those services. So we don't want you to lose them while you're at college. So you can actually bring those with you, and we hire several direct support professionals, which are WCU students, to help provide and use those hours that you've got. So the coolest part about this too is you can use them while you're in college, but then you can also transfer them when you get those secured after graduation to follow you across the state if you choose to stay with Abound, because they are statewide and they are expanding to other states as well. So pretty neat how that kind of goes with you after you finish at WCU. A lot of people also ask us, well, how does this work with money? So again, they pay the same tuition and fees as anyone else, with an additional support fee of $2,500 right now each semester. That goes towards support, and they also can get that offset by some of our scholarships through our advancement office, scholarships from our UNC system when eligible with financial aid. So we encourage everybody to fill out their FAFSA. We also promote disability-specific scholarships, such as Ruby's Rainbow is one common one, but there are others out there, especially if you're leaving high school. We can accept Pell Grant and Work Study if you qualify for FAFSA, so we are an approved Comprehensive Transition Post-Secondary Program, or a CTP. Again, you can bring your NC Innovations 1915I funding with you, so you won't lose that if you come to college that you already have in your community. And then we rely heavily on about 170 volunteers who are not paid that work with our students each semester. One of the other big partners we have is EIPD, which is formerly everybody knows as vocational rehabilitation. And when eligible, sometimes they can help offset the cost for you as well. So our students, again, are required to pay the same tuition and fees as everyone else, but they have access to everything every other student also has each semester. So check us out online and also visit our website. We do have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, we have a YouTube channel for the UP program. But your best bet to reach us is up.wcu.edu. As teachers, thank you again for promoting this. I'm going to turn it over next to our parents to give you some words of wisdom about what they had learned along the way as their kid was journeying to college.
We chose this program because of all the wonderful things we've heard about it. And then after doing my own research, it just made me want to pursue this for her even more. We went to the open house. We were blown away by the amount of support she would receive. That was huge for me. Allison has always wanted to continue her education, but I don't think a typical program would work for her. I don't think she would be able to get through it without support. So this would be a great experience for her. And we also wanted Allison to have a, social life, an inclusive environment where she would be accepted and encouraged to attend activities and make friends. So that was really important to us, and I felt like that's something that she would get with UP that she might not get anywhere else. She's going to classes, she's holding a job, and she's cooking for herself, she's cleaning for herself, she's doing her laundry, she's participating in activities. And this is what I wanted for her, and this is what she wanted. But we're very happy with the support she gets. I feel like peer support is so important. A parent can give feedback, but the peer support is really effective. Advice for families looking for this sort of program for their child, I would say ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions to the staff. Ask a lot of questions to the parents who are already in the program. And I think a big thing would be to make sure that this is something that your child wants. If your child is not interested in furthering their education, is not social, is not excited about the idea of being independent, I'm not sure that this program would be a good idea. It really has to be a family thing. The parents want it, and the student needs to want it for it to be successful.
We had looked at several programs when Peyton decided she wanted to go to college, and she had made that decision back when she was in middle school. It was on her vision board, and so we started investigating what programs were available in the state and in the surrounding area. And we found that we liked the UP program because it was a 2-year program as opposed to a 4-year program that some of the others went to.
At Western, that the UP program is completely integrated with the student body, the faculty. They're just really invested in it. So none of the other programs really compared in that way.
So our experience so far this first semester from a parent perspective. So for us, I think we did pretty well with the transition into college. Peyton's pretty independent anyway, and she had some experiences of being away from home, going on mission trips and such and so forth with her church youth group. So it wasn't a huge difference for us other than just getting used to being empty nesters. But her first semester, I think, has went really well. I know the first couple of weeks were really tough for her just because she was learning the campus, learning a new schedule, and also having actual homework. That was something that they didn't usually have a lot of in their high school occupational course of study. So that was a big change for her. And she did call it a time or two just to ask, where did you put this? Where did you put that? And so anytime she had an issue, we would redirect to her supports, and she did a wonderful job. So any advice that we would give, my advice that I would give would be to start early. I don't ever think it's ever too early to start looking at schools and programs because they're really going to be, each one's going to be comparing apples to oranges and what they offer and what are their emphases. And so I think it's really important to start early on that process. Something that I think is a really good wake-up call for parents is when you get to the point of wanting to fill out the application for the University Participant Program at Western. There are going to be a list of questions, and you're going to have to scale how independent your child is for various activities of daily living. And I think that, as if you're still early in the process, is go ahead and look at that application and see where are the things that you could be doing things now at home to help your student get ready to be independent, because it'll help them be a much stronger student once they get on campus.
Yeah, so go ahead and have your student doing their own laundry if they can, wash dishes if they can, help prepare meals with you if they can. If you could, any of the things you can think of that would help them be more independent, go ahead and start before the end of high school. That way, whenever they get to college and a program like the UP program, the transition won't be quite as jarring because they'll already be in the habit of doing some of these things. And it's a good idea too to have a plan B and a plan C maybe. We weren't sure if Peyton would get into the UP program because there's such a limited number of students who actually get in. We were extremely blessed that she did get in, but have a plan B and a plan C, so if plan A doesn't work out, then you're not just left flat-footed. You have the next thing that'll work out for your student as well.
And even just the simple things of going shopping and making sure they're aware of where things are in the grocery store or in the department store, and how to use a debit card, how to count out money, just the most basic things that we take for granted. That your child, I did it myself. I was one of those who my daughter hated shopping, so I just leave her at home and go do it. But that's something that she's had to work on is learning how to do those kind of skills herself.
And checking emails, checking messages.
Yes.
That's something we're still working on, because once they get into college, there's a lot of communication that happens by text and by emails. And just so happened our student, she wasn't as diligent about checking her email, and we're still working on that. But it's pretty important whenever you have scholarship information that comes through, even before college. If it's addressed to them and not to you, or once they get into college, you just have to have that communication, and it's their responsibility. They're young adults, so you have to treat them like that.
Anything else I'd like to share? I got to tell you, Western Carolina has been the best experience for our daughter, and I know it was the best choice for her and the best fit. She likes to have a schedule. She likes to have supports. She's been able to release some of her supports that first semester, which has been amazing that she's been able to do that. But it's just really been the best choice for us, and I think you have to look for the school that's going to work well with your child and what their needs specifically are. But for us, they have offered everything that we could possibly need, and it's just been a real blessing to be a part of it.
Yeah, my last advice would be let the staff and let the program, let them do their work. There is a process. It might be a little painful for you to not be communicating with your child or your young adult every day. And they tell you right up front, don't come visit every weekend, don't be doing give us time with your child, your young person, and let the process work. And you have to let go. You have to trust the staff, trust that they know what they're doing, that they're keeping up with your young person, that they are they're setting up things that might seem they have high expectations, and those expectations are there for a reason, to see how far this person can go and to help them grow. So just you have to step back a little bit as parents of a special needs person. All your life you've done more than maybe the average parent has had to do, and so now you're being asked to step back, and that's a little hard to do, but you just need to trust the process and let them do their work, and it'll be great. You'll be amazed at what they're able to accomplish.
Well, we wish you all the best wherever your student may land, and hopefully you'll be soon be a Catamount.